If it's an intercept form or factored form, you still have the a value in front, and then a p, x minus q. So p and q are your intercepts. And then, you are trying to figure out, okay, where is the middle? And so if you can't do it in your head just by thinking about it, then you'll have to find the average between the x intercepts. So p plus q divided by 2. That just means add them up and divide by 2. Then you'll plug back in to find your y value. It should feel very similar to what we've been doing. We will do 2 examples. Look at number 13. Determine whether the parabola opens up or down. Then give the vertex, x-intercepts, and axis of symmetry. There's an a value out in front here. You don't see it, but there is a negative sign. So what is the a value out in front? -1. It's a -1. Yeah. Okay, so with that in mind, does it open up or down?
Down.
That negative makes it reflect. It's the same stuff we've been talking about. It opens down. All right, and now we're going to get the intercepts. You change the signs because what you're doing is you're taking those parentheses and setting them equal to 0 to like solve for the x-intercepts, because on the x-axis the y is 0. But that would mean that my x-intercepts are -1 and change the sign, -5. So that is right away, boom, 2 points. So this is my favorite form because it gives you a lot of information. Okay, so now can you take a second and just think about if the axis of symmetry goes down the middle, then what number, don't say it out loud yet, what number is exactly in the middle between -1 and -5? Okay, so -3. If that's confusing to you, then we're going to write this little equation out. What you're doing is p plus q divided by 2. Your p and q are just your intercepts. We have to come up with some letter for them, and so that's what we use. P and q, you're just adding them up and trying to find the middle. So I'll replace these in a second. So it's -1 plus -5 divided by 2, or -6 divided by 2, and then is this what you guys said? -3. Yeah, -3 is right in the middle. So if you can do it in your head, awesome. You don't need to solve this out, that's okay. If you need to solve it out, that's fine. Okay, now we've done this so many times. Now where do I put the -3? You put it back in toward the x spot. So it's going to go back here. It's going to look a little bit different because you got a lot of parentheses. So I would do now f of -3 is equal to, okay, I'm going to write this equation and then I'll put the x in a second. So my x value is -3. And I would just simplify one parentheses at a time. So -3 plus 1 is -2. -3 plus 5 is 2. So maybe multiply your parentheses first, that's -4. And then you have a negative in front, so negative times a negative is a +4. Okay, you've got actually everything you need to graph this right now. So you have 3 points, we'll talk more about in a second. But right now you would know that the axis of symmetry, there it goes. Axis of symmetry is at x equals -3, and my vertex, which is right in between, is at -3, 4. And what are my x-intercepts on the x-axis? You need to discuss that. Which way does it open, folks? Down, because of -2. One of my intercepts is at -3, and the other one is at +1. If you can't think about it like in your head, then you would just take your x values and you would add them up. So we're doing p plus q divided by 2. Again, this is your p and your q. So I'm taking my x values and I'm going, okay, I'm going to do -3 plus 1. Oh, divided by 2. If I add those up, that's negative 2 divided by 2, or, ta-da, negative 1. And we take that x value and we put it back in your equation. Which spot does it take? X. So y equals negative 2, and then we'll replace this in a second. Negative 1 goes right there. Okay, so we got some multiplication here. I'm going to simplify my parentheses first. So that would be negative 2 times positive 2 times negative 2. Ooh, okay. Negative 2 times positive 2 is negative 4. And negative 4 times negative 2 is positive 8. So there is your y value of your vertex. So you've got a couple things here. Now you know that the axis of symmetry is x equals negative 1. And your vertex is it negative 1? Wait, I said negative 8. It's supposed to be positive 8, right? Sorry. So if you want to just change it to a plus sign, that would work too. Positive 8. My fault. Right? Yeah, negative times a negative. So when you go to graph it, I'm not going to make you make a table on these because you already have 3 points, and I promise you they'll fit on the grid. So you're going to take those 3 points and graph them. And of course, you can still use Desmos if you want to like check your work and stuff. So negative 1, 8 is my vertex. And I have x-intercepts at negative 3 and positive 1. Just please make sure when you connect these that you make it curved and not a V, because we want it to be a parabola. If this bothers you and you'd rather find 2 more points and plug in, like for, what would it be? Negative 2 and 0, if you want to get your other 2 points and make a table, that would be fine. Okay, and then last thing, we're going to do domain, range, increasing, decreasing. We've done this a lot. So my domain, guys, it's been the same for a long time now. What is it?
All real numbers.
All real numbers, or you can say negative infinity to positive infinity. My range goes from lowest to highest. So that means that my range is going from negative infinity up until 8. And that gets a bracket, or you can think of it as y value is less than or equal to 8. Remember, I would take either. And then our increasing and decreasing can be kind of confusing. It's going up and then down. So that means it's increasing on the left side. So that would be from negative infinity to negative 1. It would be decreasing on the right side from negative 1 to infinity. So if you notice, we did not make a table. If you want to make a table to get 5 points instead of just 3, that would be fine with me. We're not going to do number 16, but we are going to talk about the equation because look at it. It's actually a little bit confusing. What do you notice is missing on number 16? Yeah, there's only 1 set of parentheses, but we've been dealing with stuff that has 2. So write this down so when you see one like this, you're not confused. You can rewrite this to help you. What you're doing is you're taking your factors and setting them equal to 0. So your a value is 4. If I wanted to make a second set of parentheses, it would be x minus what? So we know it's x plus 2. What could my second set be? X minus 0. Yeah, what you're doing is you're just setting your factors equal to 0. So that one is going to be 0. If you want to put it in parentheses, because there's not a number there, it'd be x minus 0.